Hello creation, I hope you're well. This, I've just written this. It's called A Trademark's Just for Show. It's not a personal one, it's what's come through. But it is written as if it's personal, but it's not, it's what's come through. Right, my lovely lovelies, said the round-faced jolly man. Can I possibly have your attention, as I have a cunning plan? The crowd that had been gathered on that cold and frosty day came forth in their entirety to hear what he had to say. I'd like to take a moment to thank you all before I start, and the words I speak are not from mind, but directly from the heart. 'Tis with great satisfaction that I am given this opportunity to speak, as once I had no voice at all. In fact, I was regarded rather weak. I grew up in this area when I was but a little boy. I fondly recall those play days that were filled with naught but joy. Yet when I was but 6 years old, my parents had to leave. They were accused of something they didn't do, and that you all chose to believe. They moved me off to Auntie May's to learn and become educated. All the while they tried to smile whilst they were being hated. Job to job and town to town, to always be hounded out by those who were the biggest hypocrites, who held the highest clout. Well, after years of hardships, Creator took my parents once more, but this time they were gone for good, which meant they would not come back to knock upon my door. To this I felt much anger, and I turned my hate to you, but I was just an angry young man who knew not what to do. I became quite successful in a business you all know. 'Tis not one with a trademark, as a trademark's just for show. The success that I'm talking about tells of life, and all endured, of the knowledge and the wisdom, love and compassion that was procured. I learned that people make mistakes in life and make judgments when feeling threatened. I learned that those who act in haste shall one day be reckoned. I've learned that there's a time to observe and a time to use my voice, and I've learned that there's a time to mourn, yet at the same time to rejoice. 'Tis in celebration that I speak these loving words. I forgive all for the role they played in a life that suffered hurt. I am glad you stand before me in every single space, as I look upon you all as one, and to that I feel no disgrace. Behind the mask you're wearing, you are creation in the flesh, here to learn to live as one, if love you can address. And I am here to forgive myself for resenting you as I did. I was a misguided, lonely soul who always ran and hid. But after inner healing that lasted many years, I found my voice and stood up tall and dried away those tears. At last I stand before you, and I look upon you all as friend. 'Twas always the self I had to forgive. Now I know I've made amends. That's powerful, isn't it? That's powerful, isn't it? You know, very powerful. I don't think there's much more to say to that, really. You know, when we heal ourselves and our wounds, and then we see through the eyes with a different lens. We see all as, it makes us more compassionate towards our fellow human being. And when you see someone who's acting in an uncontrollable way, when their emotions, they can't control their emotions, that's because they are probably very broken inside. And some wounds can take a hell of a lot of healing. This is why patience really is a virtue, and we do need patience. We need to cultivate patience. How do you cultivate patience in a world where you are surrounded by those who commit such actions, those who are not awakened to the fact that we're all connected, that we're all divine beings of love at the core, that we are the creator learning of itself? How, not on, I'm going to say, how can we expect them to understand our perspective, our point of view? We can offer that perspective and point of view, but we don't have a right to force that upon anybody. Not one of us. Not one of us. I don't care how much of a, how dedicated you are to your belief. You have a right to that belief. No one has a right to try and persuade you otherwise, just as you don't have a right to try and persuade anyone else. I say it quite a bit these days, live and let live. That's how it should be. But without respect for the self, which many don't respect themselves. If there's no respect for the self, then how can you possibly expect to have respect for another? I love that saying. There was the Michael Jackson song, wasn't it? It's about the man in the mirror. Yeah. I don't know what the lyrics were, but I know that it was, if you wanted something about, if you're wanting to change the world, start with the man in the mirror or something. I don't know what the lyrics are. Please don't quote me. But that's the way to do it. You look at your own reflection, because that's what we're doing. We project onto others, it reflects back to us. And if we are living in hate, then we're projecting that hate onto others, and we will get that hate projected back onto ourselves. And that may come in many different formats: verbal, physical, mental, spiritual. It's up to us, because it's the same, it's the flip side as well. If you want to live in love, you project that, and you will attract those of love into your life. You have to do the work inside first. Anyway, that's it for today. Wherever you are in the world, if you're in a world of darkness, you'll be the love, you'll be the light, and you will make a difference in this world. I promise you, you will. That's it for now. Take care.